so what we're going to do now, we're going to look at this little system on here, which we made last time by using the wrapping fabric last video, and actually make it more secure. Because we've noticed in the last video it's slipping and sliding all on the floor, and bearing in mind I'm inside, but if you're outside as well, you don't want to be knocking it and it falling over, especially if you've got your pots and pans hanging off the bottom, or if you're using this as a shelter. The last thing you want to do is knock stuff and suddenly it all falls down. You need to make it more secure. So we're going to be putting crossbars going across. So with this, I've got my 3-foot pulls, and what we're going to be doing, we're going to be square lashing these across here, making a nice little frame coming over, which is actually strong enough to be able to sit on as well. So what people find with square lashing, sometimes they just wrap the rope round and round and round and round. You don't need to do that because, as I said in the last video, three square lashes is usually sufficient enough to hold it in place. So you don't need ample load of rope. This rope here, arm's length for me, just a little bit more than me. I'm 164 centimetres, so it's about 175 centimetres long. 3 foot is perfect size for actually what we're going to be doing for our little next sort of thing. So I'm going to change the camera around now a little bit so you can get a little bit of position, and you can see how I'm going to square lash these pulls onto the uprights. So check it out. Okay, so I'm now sitting underneath of the device over here. So I've got my first pull and I've got my piece of rope. So the first thing I need to do is attach this rope to the pull, to one of the pulls. So all I'm going to simply do, like I did last time, a clove hitch. So I'm going to make my 2 loops, 1 loop, 2 loop, first, second loop underneath the back, thread that over the top of on the end of the pulls, and hold it in place. If you've got someone else helping you, it's a lot easier because they can hold the pull in place, but I'm on my own, so a little bit awkward for the first one. So all I'm simply going to do now is I'm going to rest this pull on my leg because it's not that heavy at all, and I need to do a square lash. So with a square lash, the first thing I need to do is wrap the rope around the back of the rope itself. It goes over the front, over the top, round the underneath the back, around the back again, and up over the top. So it's nice and simple. You keep it nice and tight, and you're trying to keep it so it's nice and tight over there. And when you go round, I'm dropping everything now because it's not looped together. When you're trying to go around the front on the bars, try to keep the rope so it doesn't physically go over top of everyone else's. Oh. This is why we do it, folks. So we're coming over. Stay up. Coming around now, and I'm going to finish off just with clove hitch. So make my cross, coming back through, open up the ends. You can see there my 3-foot length of cord was just big enough to go through on there. So that's the first one. I'm now going to go and do the next one, and hopefully doing that will stop it from sliding over. So let's turn the camera around and do another one. Get another bit of rope. If you've got more than one person, it's a lot easier to do two ropes at the same time, or 2 logs at the same time. But if you're on your own like myself, I'm just using myself on the hair for now. So what I'm going to do now is just hold that, because the fat one's already done for me. So at this stage now, I can go round the back again. So I'll do the same method. I go round the back, over the top, round the back of the cord, coming over. Make sure you try to put it as tight, physically tight as possible. The tighter you can get it, the better it's going to be when we're actually doing it. So that's my second turn around there. The third turn. See already that it's not actually moved. This rope's slightly bigger than the other one. I think the other one's cut slightly smaller. Yeah, so it's all locked in place now. It's not slipping down whatsoever. So I'm going to just do one more just to put the rope around the back, and then I'll tie that off. Another clove hitch. There we are. So that one's now done. You can see this, look, there's two, oh, that one's a bit loose because I was trying to do it myself, so what I'll probably end up doing with this, because this one's now a lot tight, not a lot stronger, I'll redo that one to make it as strong as that one. So because it's a bit easier, you notice it's moving all over the place. So that one is slightly loose, what it should be, but this one here is proper rigid on there, so I'll redo that one now. Right, so we've got that one on there, so now we've got that one, so now I'll turn around and get another one, and simply all we have to do now is just put that one over top of there and lash that to that. Yeah, we can either put it on the outside or we can put it on the inside. Or what I tend to try and do is go the outside of one, the inside the other, and then vice versa to hold it in place. So I'm going to do that one first. No, I'll do this one first, it's really supported. So we'll tie this bit on. My two loops. Tuck it over. The bar on there. Now this one's going to be supported, put it on the inside, make it nice and easy for myself. And it's about the right height. There you go. Yeah, so once you get the first one in, it tends to hold itself. So I'll go round the back, over the top there. Now you see there, I'm not holding it at all, because now the part is holding it itself, so I'll make it nice and tight. Yeah, so this is what I should have done last time. Make it nice and tight, and over for the second bite, left second turn, up over the top, round the back, pull it nice and tight, round. I've got a load of rope on this one, so I might as well just go around one more time. Get that bite on there, and then tie it off. One, cross over, and through the cross. Right, so now all I've got left to do is one more pull, going across here, lash that one to there, and lash that one to there. So I get my pull. You notice now it's only just reaching, so therefore if I turn it to the centre, here I can run underneath it, I can get it just to fit, or I just bring it in. Just bring the tripod in slightly. As I bring the tripod in, it makes it fit a lot easier. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to keep it over the front over here, to bring it in a bit closer, and now I'll lash all them together. So let's do this one first. Get a bit of rope. If you had a really long piece of rope, you could use the same one. But this time we're going to do slightly different because there's two pulls here. We can lash them both together. So again, I'll just do my, just start it off. At this stage, what I have to do now, to make it even more secure, I can go around the bottom, over this one, it goes around the top of that one, lock that in place, round the top over there. Yeah, so I'm doing the same lash, but this time I'm going around both of them, or if you don't want to do that, you can just purely just go around the one as you would have done in the previous time. Sort of over there, around the top, yeah, and let them drop on top of each other. But I tend to find it easier just to try to cinch them in as best as possible. Yeah, sort of coming over, and I try to do the knot in where I feel it's going to be most suited and it hold it the best in place is where I'm going to grab it. And coming over, up here, and I'll tie it up on this one. So it's that one, and then I'll go ahead and do the last two now. Okay, so I've now got myself a nice tripod, and it's actually quite solid. Even with this slippy floor, you can see, I can actually sit on this, and I've got my feet off the floor. I can sit on this, I can lay on this, and it's quite nice and stable in which I want to sit here. So I'll get a pan back, we can see that. So I'm out in the centre, I'll sit here exactly the same as I did just a second ago, lift itself up over here, and I'm completely securely off the floor. So if I had a pot, bearing in mind I weigh 165 kilos, a pot of water is not going to weigh that much at all. So this is a nice stable sort of platform, and if you're using this for giant pioneering pools and that sort of stuff, they bite in a lot better than slippery bamboo sort of skewers. But this, I've got no problem with this whatsoever of taking anyone's weight, sitting on here. Look, I'm jigging around, shifting around, and it's not going to shift. Anything isn't going to shift at all. It's just a case of spending that time, making sure you're using the right knots, pulling it tight, and then making it neat and tidy. If you do those three things, you can yourself have a nice little pioneering project. Eventually you can start building big things over here. So I'm going to put a few pictures on at the end now, just some things which I've built with the Scouts in the last sort of couple of years, of just using these basic techniques of the square lashing, wrapping and frapping, and clove hitches. That is basically as always has tied this. So I hope you enjoyed this video, hope you enjoyed this little mini series. I'll do a few more pioneering projects coming out fairly shortly, maybe some kitchen appliances, some other little pioneering projects which I could do, which I think would be quite fun just to share it with you as well. But until then, just remember, it's better to be one with the wilderness than to fight and struggle. Until the next video, I'll see you then. Bye for now.